Welcome to our new class. Let's start by reviewing our vocabulary. Do you remember the vocabulary? Let's check. Look at the images. Can you name the different vegetables and planting activities? Let's go one by one. Pumpkin, lettuce, a cucumber, a cabbage, hot peppers, an onion, pick, dig, and plant. Good work. Okay, so today we have a new session where we are going to apply the new vocabulary we're going to learn to our new reality of COVID-19. So our topic is COVID-19 and expressions of frequency. How often do you take a shower, eat dog food, and how often do you eat? Let's see the first question. How often do you take a shower? You might answer, I take a shower every day. That's a normal answer that you might use. Another possible answer, now for the next question, how often do you eat dog food? Dog food? I never eat dog food, obviously, right? So you can say never, right? That's a way of expressing yourself. How often do you eat? I eat 3, 4, 5 times a day. So since we have more possibilities with this last answer, we're going to learn some phrases that are going to help us express the frequency in which we do things. So let's look at this comic strip, The Importance of Taking Care of Oneself. Kid, I need to ask you some questions. Sure, tell me. How often do you go out of home? I go out every day. How often do you wash your hands? 3 times a day, after eating each meal. How often do you wash your clothes? On Sundays or once a week. I'm sorry, son, but you might have COVID-19. I'll have to sanitize you and have you take a medical test. No, why me? Kids, it's important to take care of yourself and prevent. Okay, so this is a funny comic. It applies to our reality in a way, and it wants to help us learn some of the expressions of frequency. So as you can see, the story is basically about a kid. He's not wearing his mask when he's outside. He's not taking appropriate social distance. He's not washing his clothes when he goes out of home, and he's going out of home every day. He's not avoiding social relationships or social relations. So let's start checking. So first, the question is, how often, how frequent, right? How often do you go out of home? Now, can you see similarities in the questions? All of them have how often, how often, how often. So to ask about the frequency in which someone does something, you have to use how often. How often do you go out? How often do you wash your hands, etc., right? Then, as possible answers, what do we have? The kid answers, every day, 3 times a day. In one day, he does it 3 times. Here we have on Sundays or once a week, 1 time a week. Okay, So let's learn these expressions that he's using to talk about the frequency in which he does things. So next you'll find some rules to use expressions of frequency. Let's see. So as we were saying, as questions, we use how often do you, or how often does she, if it's he, she, or it, right? Then, as expressions of frequency that you can use, you can say in a sentence, for example, I wash my hands. Notice that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a time frame here. So let's see. We in English could say one time. I wash my hands one time a day, but that's not normal. In normal English use, it's not used. Reason why this space is empty. So we can say I wash my hands 2 times a day. I wash my hands 3 times a week, or I wash my hands 4 times a month, or 4 times a year. Could you imagine that? We're exaggerating, right? Another option to describe frequency, if it's one time, you say, I wash my hands once a day. Okay? Once. It goes together. And then here, if it's 2 times, you can also say twice a day. Another option, if you do it very frequently, every day, you can say, I wash my hands every day, every week, every month, or every year. Or you can say, if you do it in a specific day in the week, on Friday, I wash my hands on Friday. I go to the movies on Saturday. I go to church on Sunday, for example. So we're not using in Sunday. We say on Sunday or on Friday. Okay? Let's continue. So now I'm going to post some sentences and I want you to find the mistake. How often do you speak English? I speak English 1 time a week. I speak English twice a month. I speak English 3 times a week. And I speak English in Saturday. So we have 4 examples here. The question is correct, but the sentences are not. It says, I speak English 1 time a week. No, that's not valid. Let's start correcting the sentences. So I can say I speak English once a week. In the other example, it said twice with the phonetical sound. It said TWAIS. But the correct spelling is twice. So I speak English twice a month. Then in the other one, it said I speak English 3 times. But officially, you have to say 3 times a week. Okay? Remember to use the S. And finally, I speak English on Saturday. You don't say in Saturday because you're not talking about being inside of the Saturday, but on Saturday. Okay? I hope this helps. Take care. Bye.